again, I'm not telling you that I don't believe in it. I'm not telling you that I believe in it. I'm just saying it's traditionally. We have to do it whether it is true or not, just in case it's true. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
We have to protect ourselves just in case the person that's doing that has the true virtud of that anting-anting he has. So right there, I'm gonna put the block. I'm gonna put the arnés or the protection. And there's a significant strike that we have to watch when they bring it over here. When they bring it over here, we have the significant strike also that we have to look, and then they're coming from this side, which is they come from this side. It means everything that come on this is bad news. So those is the three. But again, it's his skill versus mine. His virtud versus my virtud. So you're not only fighting blade to blade, you are fighting anting to anting. That's why they call anting. You got it? Because on the day, they don't call it anting. They just call it anting. And galing. May galing yan. Ask people. They don't call it anting. Anting is become anting because you're fighting against each other. From the word anting versus anting. You get it?
Ano ang mahiwagang bumabalot sa iba't ibang manlalaro at may taglay sa karunungan sa arnis? Isang arnisador at ang kanyang kakayahan sa paggawa ng mahiwagang apoy. Sikat na businessman at may-ari ng comics publishing house at kanyang kwentro sa alagad ng dilim. Ang ginang nakakaingkwento na sa mga anghel. Bidang lalaki sa isang banda at ang kanyang inkwentro sa mga iba't ibang nilalang. Ito ang tatalakayin natin sa isang nakakakilabot at sindak na gabi sa bayanan.
Mga anak. And I said, oh, tinawag na yung matandang hilot sa saray. Kasi there's matandang hilot sa saray, babae. So, nasa bayan daw, yung matandang hilot sa saray. So they left no choice only to call me because they see that I already helped two ladies over there. At the time, my father is not there, my mother is not there. So I went. Nakita ko nga suhi, yung legs ng bata nakalabas. So I told them that I am afraid that I cannot help her. And we are 2 hours away from town, walk, even 3. Depend on how fast you walk.
Ang layo.
And it's up and down. Up and down. Remember that it's not easy task. And it was raining. It was raining on the mountain at that time. So 7 o'clock, we borrow a carabao. We have the paragos, you know, the what they call that in English, the caravan, but no wheel. It's just a slide.
It's the cart.
The
It's the cart slide. Yeah.
Yeah, car slide. Yeah. So we lay them, the woman, in the sleigh, and then the two lady that helping her out, the salag, was on the caravan. And then I have my bolo. The fathers of the baby has the bolo and another one. We go to the first rail to go back to the mountain, and we go up. And you go up, we encountered aswang. 2 aswang. 2. Not only 1, 2.
Dalawa. Yung mag-asawa, magjowa.
So we don't know it's mag-asawa or the thing. So here we go. This is what it is. It's like big banig na nagpapagpag. It's like the wings is flapping. But and then we just go uphill, go downhill, go uphill, go downhill, and it's dark. We have two sulok. So on the way to the things, and I start at that time I'm new to the anting-anting. I'm new to this orasyon. My orasyon is mali-mali pa kasi wala kang kodigo. Everything is by memory, and it's not working because I'm trying to push them away. And I create santilmo. You know what santilmo, right? A ball of fire.
Yeah, yung para ka sa Hawaiian na yung apoy na bola.
That's correct.
That's what they used to murder someone from far away.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So I
Saint Elmo's fire for those people that don't know how to speak Tagalog.
That's correct. So when I make the things, I told sinabi ko doon sa asawa, bantayan mo asawa mo, dito ako sa likod. Sa harap ka, sa likod ako. Kasi kung magsarap ako, hindi ko mababantay yung sa likod. Eh walang alam yung asawa, bata pa eh. So sabi ko, okay, doon ka sa harapan, Ismael yung asawa eh. Ismael, doon ka sa harapan. Di ako. Tapos yung 3 babae, naroon niya sa carousel. Ako sa likod. Ako na ang nagbantay doon sa likod. Gumawa ako ng santilmo. Paggawa ko ng santilmo, dinasalan ko yung santilmo, lumalaki yung santilmo. Kasi pagka yung lumalaki yan, lumiliit, lumiliit. Yun ang nagbantay ngayon. Boom. Yun ang ilaw namin papunta sa yung santilmo. Kasi somehow it raining, yung aming
Lampara?
sulo. Hindi, sulo, bamboo na may
wow.
gas. Right? We go sulo. Namamatay ng ulan.
Right.
Santilmo keep us alive. And santilmo is made by my anting-anting. May mali-maling orasyon. Nakagawa ako ng santilmo. Talagang I'm kidding you na. Mali-mali talaga yung aking orasyon. Pero somehow I created santilmo. And that santilmo, I'm very thankful kasi mayroon kaming ilaw papunta sa daan. Eh habang kami may ilaw, hindi kami malapitan. Kasi pag nawala ng ilaw, saka lang kami malalapitan ng 2 aswang. So at that point, I pull my bolo. I chop up bamboo. Not long, short, enough for me, isang dipa na pareho kong tinabas. Boom, naglalakad ako.
Crazy.
Then I use that to hold. I have my bamboo and I have my bolo.
Kami ay babalik pagkatapos ng aming patalastas.
Where the father's wind lost my innocence, charging to the end, garden Eden spent.
Na yun.
Until mo,
Uh-huh.
I keep them away. Dahil afraid of lights. They're afraid of fire. The aswang is afraid of fire.
Yun ang pangunta.
And remember, aswang is nagpapahi dyan ng langis. Ng langis ng niyog.
Parang lana.
and
Parang lana, ganun.
That's correct.
I see.
Before they go out, kasi ang pakiramdam niya mainit eh. Ang pagka yung mainit. Yun ang kanyang katawan, especially pag at saka pag pinawisan niya, langis ang pumapawi sa kanya. So kailangan niya ng langis to protect him from heat. You know? Pati madulas, hindi mo kaya hulihin. Basta-basta. Ang panghuli diyan ratan, yung ginawang rope na ratan. Ni yung rope na natin na yung abaka, yung mismong Manila rope. Hindi mo pwedeng itali ang aswang ng ganong rope. Kailangan mong gamitin ay ratan. Kasi ratan may makakasakit at saka parang yung zip line na ginagamit natin.
Parang kamukha ng zip line ng ng police. I see. I see.
Kaya lang hindi mo kayang breakin. Especially pag ibinabad mo sa tubig.
Oh, that's impossible.
Impossible to break.
That's basically Kevlar.
That's correct.
Rattan is basically Kevlar.
That's right. And that's the only line you can use to aswang. I learned this from my maestro. I don't learn this from just a story. I learned this from my maestro. And one of the reasons why I become very fascinated in healing arts and acquiring anting-anting is because I was living in the mountain. I need to protect myself to those bad evil. You know, there's one point. This is when we get to Paete, and we already say the town of Paete after 2 hours walk. We went to the log rail. You know those when they put the log and they pull the log there with the carabao. Those is very steep, but we have no choice because we are trying to find a level place where we can walk with the carabao.
Paano kayo nakakapagpreno? Because basically that's like
carabao.
this.
The carabao.
Wow.
Because the carabao is the one that holding the thing, and we are by foot. We are walk by foot. We're just following the carabao. You know, and when we get to the town, I already asked help to the houses if they can borrow. Everybody knows me in Paete, so if we can borrow a tricycle or a jeepney. And then we got one, and then from there we went to Paque Laguna, and that's end of the story. The aswangs never get to me because of the Santilmo. If you go back, kung ikaw'y naniwala sa Ama at naniwala ka sa Anak at maniniwala ka rin sa Espiritu Santo as a whole, you cannot believe in one and don't believe in two. You have to believe it. In order of these things to work, you have to believe on it. As the old teaching of the Catholic. Dahil tayo, naniwala tayo sa Catholic teaching. Sila rin na nagturo sa atin itong mga anong ito itong
Yeah,
mga
yan ang
dasal
gusto
na ito.
gusto kong pag-usapan dahil marami, 'di ba, pinag-usapan dati nung kapanahunan ng medieval times sa Europe, sinusunog yung mga yung mga mangkukulam, ganyan, kunwari, right? Pero ang
Yeah,
katotohanan, ang karamihan ng karunungan na nanggaling sa grimoire, ang nagbabasa ay mga praile.
that's correct.
Karamihan sila talagang adept sila, yung mga Dominican at saka yung mga
Mhm.
Jesuit order. So
That's
sila ang
correct.
nagturo sa atin yan.
Sila mismo. Walang ibang nagturo niya sa atin. If you are, I live in church. Actually, I was a Christian. And this is one, tuwing kukuha ka ng anting-anting at dadalhin mo sa simbahan para i-test kung ito ay itim o puti, mag-intay ka ng Friday. After 6, dali mo simbahan. Hindi na kailangan Good Friday, Bad Friday, any Friday. The next day after 6 o'clock is Sabbath, which is kapahingahan. Lahat ng itim at puting kagalingan, which is mga devil and angel, they're resting also. So, yung mga masamang elemento, masamang demonyo, naggala yan. Naghahanap ng mabibiktima. You go, let's say I got this. I got new one. And I pray 9 days with this, with candle and prayers, with all of the orasyon and everything else. Then I want to see if this is, dahil ano kaya, mag-i-invite ka ng good spirit or good spirit that's gonna be living on this anting.
Diyan nakatira. Diyan
That's correct.
nakarga. Yeah, tama.
Na siya ang tutulong sa iyo na maging bertud nito. If this is patay, ibig sabihin, walang espiritu na sumanib dito o sumasama dito o naniniwala dito. This is patay na anting-anting. Ngayon, in only to acquire that, you have to go to church. And not only church. You have to go to Catholic Church. Dahil sa Catholic Church, lahat ng what do you call that? Seremonya ng pag-aayuno. It means pag ay naroon. Magsisimula ka sa panalangin ng pagbubukas. Nag-iimbita. Welcome everyone. Pagkatapos, pangalawa niyan, pagsisisi, naglilinis ng sarili. Pagkatapos, bagong pagtanggap uli.
Yeah,
Ibig sabihin, pagtanggap mo ng bagong sarili mo. And then after that, you are said, humayo kayo at magpakabuti. Hindi magpakarami. Kasi at that time, magpakarami when we are still only few in the Philippines. But most of the time, humayo kayo at magpakabuti. That's the original word. But you have to go back. In every mass, the priest has to read a código, that Latin words in it. You will wait for the priest to raise the cup and to raise the bread. And that have to have 10 seconds of bells every time they raise them up. He was just Domini, Atsimio Padri, boom, they go like that. They raise the bread. And then the bell says, for 10 seconds. And everybody's quiet. That moment, your anting-anting should be raised too. If he's raising that, you're raising your paper too. And if you have the medallion, you raise your medallion too. Your medallion is being introduced to all the good spirit and bad spirit in the area. Because They live in church too. They're in the church, right? During the mass. So therefore, you're gonna be there. That's what they'll think. If you're looking for a devil anting-anting, you have to go to cemetery. But if you're looking for good anting-anting, you have to go to church, because all good spirit goes to church after Friday at 6 o'clock through the Saturday. Sunday, wala. After Friday, the whole Saturday. That's the time you have to get the birthday of your anting-anting. Other than that, none. No matter what you do, it's not gonna happen. Now, carrier. Oh, what we call carrier? What we call carrier? Medallion. The carrier yan. Diyan mismo diyan mismo pupunta yung spirit. This panyulito is a carrier. Tuwing dala mo ito, narito yung spirit. Nakarito. This booklet is a carrier. Ding dala mo ito at binabasa mo, narito ito, kasapi mo. But there's more. Even though they're not allowed to bring blade inside the church, you still have a way to bring them inside. You go to the campanario, right where the singers at the old days is the cantor is right there, but now the cantor is in the front. But back on the days, the cantor is right there on the where is the bellies, right on the bottom. So before the church start, you bring your anting-anting higher than anyone. It means above human, because you are inviting spirit that above human. So you put it there, you place it where is the sun will rise, and they will hit that, and the sun will down, and they still see it. It means you see it. That's why you raise it up. So you will find a window on the church that you will put in there your medals, your metals, your panyo, your everything. And if you are 10 of you that trying to seek that thing, you can put it together. You guys can collaborate and bring it over there and put it. The priest actually allow it if you talk to him prior of the thing, because they do believe that.
Yeah.
Now there's some priests that they don't. But if you collaborated with the Sacristan Mayor, he has the access of the Simborio. You know a Simborio, right? Simborio is where the what they call that, the torre, the dome.
Oh, the arch.
Dome.
Yeah, the dome. The arch. Yeah.
The dome is in Tagalog is Simborio. Where the bell is, the bell is there.
Yung dome mismo, yung dome shaped structure, di ba?
That's correct. Ng church.
Tama.
Yun ang Simborio.
Okay.
Where the bell is, where the top is, where the bell, the cross, and everything else. That's where you have to put this plate. And if you bring a stick, that's how you have to be in there too. Because this is now going to be a carrier of whatever spirit you are inviting. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But you have to feed them. And to feed them, you have to know you have to know exactly what kind of prayer you're going to feed them. It's not just Tagalog prayer. Maybe it required Latin only, or required English only, or required Tagalog only. You know what I mean? Because you will find, to the way you test them, you'll command it in 3 words that you understand. 3 words. It means 3 type of language that you would understand, and that's spirit would understand. Because not all of them understand Tagalog. They're only respond to the old the old Latin, Greek,
Yeah, even Greek.
all things.
Greek
Depends.
papyri
That's
language.
that's how I was explained. Right. Because as soon as they died and they become an angel, they don't speak our language.
Tama. They speak the angelic tongue.
That's correct. They can understand that to the way we move, but they cannot understand it to what we wish. They can only sense it. You need help, they will help you. They can sense it. You need an immediate, things, if, attention, if, but they cannot understand you. Therefore, you will communicate with them through this oración, to this prayer, Latin. And that's how we have so much to memorize. Now, for years, I refused to talk about this. But now is a modern time. I need to let my student and other people out there to know the culture of Eskrima and Arnis cannot be separated without the anting-anting.
So my name is Joe. My name is Joe Arciaga. I am one of the founders of the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce, Greater Los Angeles, now going on its 21st year, and I'm a principal of the Wata Comics, Surreal Arts LLC. Hindi naman masyadong maraming incidents, pero there's a couple, 2 or 3 na kind of stuck in my mind, one was one time kasi my dad wanted us to work, to prepare us to go to Canada kasi sa Canada muna kami before the US. So he bought a tricycle. So nagta-tricycle, nagpapasada ako ng tricycle when I was 4th year high school. Dun sa Las Piñas, merong like factory ng kabaong. Yeah. So it's out in the fields, So nagpapasada ako. So I brought this old lady doon sa bahay niya. It's liblib. Wala pang masyadong building noon sa Las Piñas. Yeah.
So liblib na sinasabi mo, parang
mga fields pa siya.
Talahib pa.
Masukal pa siya, yeah. Oo. I mean, sa Las Piñas noon, yung hindi pa na-develop yung all of that. Ngayon, puro buildings na doon. Pero, so, hinatid ko siya, and then meron akong barkada na nakasakay sa likod ng tricycle, And then, namatay yung tricycle, right? Mamaya. So we couldn't get it to start, right? So mamaya merong yung parang leathery wings, parang full moon pa.
Parang wakwak?
Parang pakpak na mabigat, ganun. So hindi mag-start, mamaya nag-start na siya. So inarangkada ko. So it was like, it was full moon too. Sabi yung barkada ko sa likod. Yung barkada, when I say barkada, musmus pa kami, mga 16, 17 years old, right? So, simula mo na, natataranta na kami pareho. Kasi parang umiikot yung whatever it was, leathery wings. Right next to the paggawaan ng kabaong.
So tanong ko lang, namamasada ka? So ng tricycle?
Yeah.
I see.
16. I was 16, 17.
You really are the American dream, Joe.
My dad believed in hard work. He used to work for the Canadian consulate sa Manila. So dinala niya kami sa Canada. Sabi niya, you guys, when you guys get to Canada, talaga kailangan niyo magtrabaho. So ayun.
So Joe, DJT banger ka. So sanay ka ng puntong Kabitenyo tsaka sanay ka ding mag-Ilocano?
I was only 17, pero may naalala ko mga words na yung mga yung mga kasama namin sa bahay noon, mga matitigas yung talagang like punto nila, puntong Laguna. Kasi yung stepmom ko taga Laguna siya. Tapos yung mga kasambahay namin, they're talagang hindi naman pero alam mo na yung puntong malayo na
Timo
Tagalog.
ka Tagalogan accent. I know. I'm from there.
Oo,
Yeah,
oo,
yeah.
yeah. And then my dad grew up sa Imus. Pero ako and then I also spent time sa Project 6, yun ang mga Ilocano side ko, my mom's side. So I used to speak more Ilocano when I was younger. Yeah.
Maraming pinakbut.
But yeah.
Yeah. So Joe,
Oh,
so ano nangyari nung yung parang pakpak na dadama mo yung hangin? What happened after that?
wala, we just got out of there. Talaga umalis na kami.
Dude, that's scary.
Yeah, and then another bike naman ito, alam mo na sa mga tropa sa Pilipinas, we would go biking everywhere. Um Dun din sa Las Piñas kasi wala pang ilaw noon, wala pang light post, right? We would go biking minsan sa gabi. Mamaya parang meron kaming nakitang puti na figure na na parang nagle-levitate siya. It's making my balahibo.
Sandali lang. Tao ito, hindi ito parang orb. Tao ito.
Tao na nakaputi. Hindi namin makita kung lalaki o babae. Pero stop kami and we turned around.
So sandali lang. This is the same night na meron nung
No,
pakpak.
this is another night. I lived there for 4 years sa Las Piñas.
Oh man.
This is another night. Oo. Full moon.
Wala kang dalang bertud?
Wala pa akong noon. Ako, yung anting-anting ko, hindi ko suot. But I gotta tell you, the most paranormal experience ko is like one of my last nights sa Philippines. I was sleeping in the room where my mom was, dun siya naghihingalo. Her last night. That's where she spent her last night before she was brought to the hospital. So nung mga madaling araw, alam ko hindi ako nananaginip. Gising ako Gising, you're like in that, yung parang when you just woke up. And then dun sa paanan at the foot of the bed, may nakita akong babae na umiiyak. Just umiiyak, And then all of a sudden, she was right next to me. And then she was rubbing my chest like this, crying. So I think mom ko yun. Parang, ewan ko, in my mind, parang nagpapaalam siya. Yeah. So
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
yeah, I wasn't scared. Hindi ako, yeah, there was no,
Hindi ka katakutan. It was like loving.
it was loving in a way na parang, yeah, it's sort of like a warm spirit.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's about it. There are other times na, ewan ko, kengkoy lang kami mga barkada.
Tanong ko lang, kasi desert shield ka, meron ka na experience na parang ganun sa Levant o kaya sa Middle East o kaya dito sa Amerika, yung mga experience na ganyan?
Actually, parang nagpaparamdam lang, but not really. Like, my father-in-law when he passed, kasi my wife they still have the house where my father-in-law lived. My mother-in-law still lives there. She's in her 90s sa Canoga Park. So there were times.
Kapilipinuhan yun. Canoga Park is like a Filipino territory.
Yeah. So there were some nights na nung maybe a few months after he passed on, I would hear like some of the things that he used to do, like either kumakaluskos or like kasi mahilig yung uminom. I would hear like yung pag yung umiinom siya, the clinking of glasses. And I would go to the kitchen.
Pero wala. Pero wala. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What does your wife say?
She wants to see him. She wants to, sabi niya, bakit ikaw pinaparamdaman, ba't ako hindi?
Baka wala siya wala siyang bertud. Hindi bukas yung niya, yung mata niya.
Yung third eye niya. Alam mo, nung last time umuwi ako ng Philippines, 2020, right before the pandemic, we got someone to drive for us. He claimed that his third eye was always open. So meron kaming pinantahang mga old places doon sa vegan. There was this parang lighthouse or something. Lighthouse ba yun? I think it was a lighthouse. And if ever a place is haunted, kasi nandun kami mga 5 p.m. Pero sabi niya, if you have, kung mga 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock to, may mararamdaman mo. Ilocano siya. Sabi niya, gusto mo bumalik dito? Sabi ko, wag na. Babalik daw kami. Like around 9 or 10, sabi ko, no, it's okay. I don't wanna. Yeah.
Tanong ko, Joe, sa mga panaginip naman, minsan binibisita ka?
Oh, yeah. There's one thing.
Kwento mo. Sige, shut up.
No, it's okay. I mean, one time, napanaginipan ko my dad and my father-in-law. Kasi both of them, they kind of died young. They're like in their 70s, mid-70s nung namatay sila. Nowadays, that's young, Kasi ngayon, people live up to 80s, 90s. So, yeah, I would dream either nagiinuman sila or just shooting the breeze, naguhuntahan. We call it huntahan, right? Yeah. And then they would like talk about women and whatever, mga happening nila noong 50s and 60s sa Philippines. But I think I've been sort of visited. The two of them. It's funny because only guys, none of in my dreams, I've never really had dreams about either my lolas or my mom. It's always the male the male influences in my life na parang bumibisita. Kaya nga yung character ko yung bagong character ko, lalabas na, this is a shameless plug, lalabas na for SDCC next year. We're planning it, Chaplain #1, which is a half demon, half diwata na character that I'm writing. And I'm working with an artist sa Philippines. And he is the combination of my lolo from my mother's side na very caring, very nurturing, pagluluto ka and all that. Tapos versus my lolo from my dad's side na sugarol, babaero, lasenggero, So really two different sides together. So yeah, it always seems na pag yung binibisita ko in my dreams, either my lolo on that side, on the dark side, or on the
parang meron kang anghel sa
yeah, sabi ko,
eh,
man, guiding me still,
Mula akong magkaroon ng mga eksperyensya nung maliit pa ako. Siguro mula nung school age ako. Nung time na yun, meron akong mga imaginary friends. Actually, kaunti lang naman sila. Pero wala akong masyadong mga May mga kaibigan ako pero mas marami akong imaginary friends kaysa sa mga kaibigan kong totoong tao.
Noong bang bata ka na meron kang kalaro ng mga kabata, hindi nila nakikita yung ibang imaginary friend mo?
Hindi, ako lang ang kausap nun. Tas usually ang ano ko talaga yung mga anghel. Yun talaga yung pinakaano ko. Tas lahat ng mga experience ko hindi siya nakakatakot. Ang experience ko usually light or um, yung mabuting side. Hindi
Mm.
sila nananakot or anything like that.
Hindi yung kalaban,
O hindi.
hindi
Wala
kampo
akong
ng kalaban.
experience ng kalaban. Pero meron din akong mga nafi-feel pero parang sige, syempre pagka naiisip mo kasi yung mga napapanood mo sa TV o pag tinatakot ka ng mga yaya mo, syempre yun ang nasa isip mo pag tinatakot ka nila. Huwag
Oh,
kang
social, may yaya
magpapatalo.
ka.
Oo, may mga yaya kami nun.
Okay. So ikwento mo sa akin ang na paano mo naparamdaman na ikaw ay espesyal? Kasi kung hindi 'yun nakikita ng mga ibang kalaro mong bata, kailan na bumukas ang diwa mo na, "Ah, I'm different, na iba ka pala."
Parang hindi ko na-feel yung gano'n. Ang na-feel ko yung iba ng stage ng ano ko yun, ng experience. So, nung nafi-feel ko na puwede akong maging healer, dun ko nang na-feel na hindi naman special or different kundi kailangan ko ng mga kasagutan kung paano ko made-develop yung healing powers. Kasi meron din akong mga experience na yung nanay ko pumupunta sa bundok, kasama kami. Tapos may babaylan do'n. Hindi man siya talaga yung babaylan na baka dini-describe ng sa Pilipino, pero parang Katoliko, pero ano siya, babaeng pare do'n sa bundok. Yun yung natatandaan ko. Tapos meron silang mga anting-anting na ibibigay sa'yo. Every time aakyat ka, meron silang binibigay.
Ito ba ay sa Makiling o sa Banahaw?
Hindi ko tanda kung saang bundok yun, pero sa Laguna yun.
Sa
Taga
Laguna?
Laguna kami nun,
Oo.
oo. So, pagka magmimisa siya, meron kaming yung mga pamphlet na nakikita mo, yun yung mga siya nawa, yung sagot, imbis na amen.
Mhm.
Yun yung natatandaan ko nung unang panahon.
Ang mga
Tapos
tinatawag
meron
na
din,
na libreta na may mga
oo,
nakasulat na luma na wika sa atin. Meron din dinugtungan ng Latin at Sanskrit.
oo,
Totoo?
oo, oo. Hindi
Okay.
sa akin hindi yung Sanskrit, pero yung kaunting Latin, tapos pero usually tinagalog na nila yon. Pero wala akong masyadong memory nung yung mga specifics. Medyo meron lang akong mga unti-unting patches of memories nung kabataan ko. Pero ang pinaka natatandaan ko yung ginawa nila ako ng necklace na merong all-seeing eye, triangulo yon, pero naka-fold yon, may mga nakasulat doon. Tapos syempre may either rice o laway nila yon pag
Mm.
tiniklop mo yon. Tapos minsan nilalagyan na lang namin ng plastic para hindi masira. Kasi hindi mo dapat buksan yon, hindi mo dapat basahin kung anong sinulat nila.
Mm. Dapat
Kailangan mo ng
hindi mo rin
suotin.
ipinapakita sa kahit ibang tao.
Hindi mo
Yeah.
rin pwede ipakita, oo, tama.
Mm. Tama.
Mm.
So
So
meron
hindi
meron
siya yung mga medalyon na mga Katolikong medalyon na mabibili mo sa Quiapo. Iba yun, talaga yun sila ang ginawa nila para sa'yo.
mm. Parang sinulat nila 'yon mismo sa parang banal na papel, binindisyonan. Kasi kadalasan ang style nun nakaguhit sa sirkulo, tapos may all-seeing eye sa gitna na may triangulo,
Mm,
'di ba?
mm, mm.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
So nung bata ka, dahil basically almost all na experience mo ay diyan nga sa mabuti sa light, hindi sa kalaban. Meron bang ikaw na tatandaan na panahon na ikaw ay isinagip ng itong mga anghel o mga imaginary friend, yung mga kaibigan mo? Meron bang parang inalis ka sa masamang kalagayan o
Palagay
sitwasyon?
ko, hindi gano'n yung palagay ko, kasi parang masyado silang active sa buhay ko. Kunwari, maghanap ka ng parking spot, may parking spot. Kasi pero bago ka kumuha ng parking spot, kunwari magda-drive yung nanay ko, "Oh, Angel, bigyan niyo na kami ng parking spot." Mamaya pagdating namin do'n meron kang iisang parking spot. Yung mga gano'ng klase, hindi naman sobrang dramatic. Pero meron din akong mga, um, pinagdaanan sa buhay na mahirap na alam kong meron akong tulong na nakukuha. Pero hindi siya yung parang hindi siya yung obvious na may lumulutang or something like that. Yung kailangan ma-develop mo rin yung skill na ma-recognize at saka maging grateful kapagka siniswerte ka. Pero para sa palagay ko, maswerte akong tao. Kasi yung kahit nung pinanganak ako, dapat hindi ako mabubuhay nung nasa tiyan pa ako ng nanay ko. Pero eto, nandito ako. Nagkaroon ako ng ano, nung pinanganak ako, may problema na naman ako bilang baby. Tapos na-overcome ko na naman 'yon. Hindi lumalaki yung utak ko. Kasi ang unang lumalaki sa bata, 'di ba, yung utak kasi yung skull mo, maluwag pa 'yun, 'di ba? Kung sasabihin ko sa Tagalog, parang maluwag pa 'yun kasi para yung utak mo tumubo. Yung akin, napakaliit ng ano ko, ng ulo ko na akala nila bubuksan nila yung ulo ko para lumaki yung utak ko. Kasi masyadong maliit nga.
Talagang
Tapos
himala nga, talagang ginangalin dahil sobrang
himala.
talino mo.
Sabi nga ng nanay ko, akala nila hindi ako magsasalita. Akala nila pipi ako nung baby pa ako.
Ilang taon ka
Ngayon,
nung
madaldal
nagsalita
na
ka?
ako.
Ilang
Hindi,
taon ka
naging
nung
normal nga after. Sabi ng doktor, dapat bubuksan yung utak ko. Hindi na nangyari yun. Hindi ako nagkaroon ng operasyon nun.
Ah.
Oo. Tapos yun. Tapos akala nila hindi ako makakapagsalita. Tapos ang aga kong magbasa afterwards. Maaga akong magbasa. 3 years old, nagbabasa na ako.
Ba? Nung bang
So,
bata ka, nakaka-experience ka ng maraming na tinatawag dito sa silangat kanluran is kind of known ang salitang ginagawa ay synchronicity. So halimbawa, meron bang mahiwagang nangyari sa buhay mo, tas nakita mo yung relo, may numero 222, yung mga gano'n yung nagre-repeat.
wala akong ganyan. Wala akong ganyan. Hindi, pero ang hindi vision yung gift ko. Ang nasa akin yung just knowing it, yung clairvoyance, 'di ba?
Oo.
Yung parang
Clairsentience.
alam ko lang, basta alam ko lang na dapat nandito ako sa ganitong panahon or ano. Pag may mga katanungan ako, kahit mag-reflect ako, kahit hindi ako magtanong sa ibang tao, meron akong nakukuhang sagot internally. Hindi ko ma-explain kung paano yun, pero yun yung experience ko nung bata pa ako. Tapos, nung nag-college ako, nakakarinig ako ng music. So, tapos yung music niya may religious tone siya. Parang pumupuri siya sa Panginoon, ganyan. So, pero religious din kasi ako, so baka it plays a role. Pero pagka mamaya yan may maririnig akong buong soundtrack na yun, may music na yun, may sound, may lyrics. Tapos naririnig ko na yung parang choir. Tapos tatakbo ko dun sa dorm namin kasi kailangan kong isulat yun, kailangan kong tandaan. Hanggang sa nangyari na kailangan ko nang mag-play ng organ kasi para ma-play ko na mismo yung music na naririnig ko. So ngayon yung na-save ko lang pitong kanta, pero may iba na akong kanta na nung una hindi ko kasi binibigyan ng halaga.
Maaari ba pupuwede na hindi sa katapusan nitong kabanata na ito na maibabahagi mo mga sample na tugtugin na iyan
Tingnan
sa
ko.
amin?
Sige,
Yeah.
mamaya.
Yeah, ayos,
Yung
ayos.
boses ko medyo hindi ako nag-vocalize eh.
Naayos lang. So ikaw ay sanay magbasa ng notasyon, kamukha ko. Sanay ka ng yung mga clef.
Hindi ako magaling. Mas magaling yung nanay ko, ang tatay ko parehong musikero.
So ang nadidinig mo na tunog, puwede ba itong maikumpara sa parang chant ng Gregorian chant
Ay
para mga
hindi,
gano'n?
parang ano lang siya, parang church song. Kunwari, sige, kunwari nahiya ako. Kunwari yung isa kong kanta, Avenue of Angels. Kasi nga mahilig nga ako sa angel nung
Mhm.
bata pa ako. 'Yun. So 'yun.
Maaari puwede mamaya
Kunwari,
natin i-save. Yeah, ayos, ayos.
sige,
Pag mas
save natin
komportable ka
mamaya.
na, pag mas komportable ka na.
Sige, dapat pala kinuha ko yung yung mga lyrics tsaka ang tagal na kasi nun eh. Pero nandito sa bahay kasi may music room
So
kami.
masasabi mo ba na kasi ikaw kamukha ni Alex ay pumunta sa UP Los Baños.
Oo.
Masasabi mo na dahil meron kang pagkabertud sa mga anghel na sila nagprotekta sa'yo kung ba't wala kang masyadong naramdaman nung pumunta ka sa UPLB? Kasi ang UPLB alam na mahiwaga at maraming kababalaghan at mga multo dahil nga dun sa giyera. So
Oo.
wala kang nakita.
Wala akong ganyan talagang. Siguro protektado din ako hindi tsaka Tsaka ayoko kasing makakita, hindi ko hinahanap 'yun. Kaya siguro hindi din. Pero ang pinaka-experience ko kunwari maglalakad ako dun sa field ng Los Baños, kaya dumaan na nga ako dun sa puno paulit-ulit, eh. Pero
Mm.
ang ano ko talaga, siguro protektado ako, parang ang lagi kong nai-experience yung mga puno, yung wind, tapos konektado ka sa mga parang konektado ka sa mundo, parang gano'n ang feeling ko nun.
Kasi ang ano, eh, ibang tao walang pagkanais na makita ng mga imahen na kababalaghan, pero nakikita nila. Pero parang ikaw, eh, parang may force field ba, parang hindi ka na
Oo,
ano, pero na
oo,
ang iyong experience ay yung nakikita mismo sa diwa, yung pagbuga ng hangin, yung
oo.
pagka-serenity ba, gano'n ba?
Oo, puwede akong isang araw na, "O sige, kailangan ko ng sustenance." Meron akong mare-receive. Tapos meron akong, kaya nga hindi nga sila nakakatakot, pero parang buhay na buhay sila sa buhay mo. Nung naman nag-e-explore ako, naging parte ako ng isang secret society. So meron silang mga occult practices. Um, Di ko lang sasabihin kung anong grupo yon, pero actually sikat siya. Tapos, actually nagustuhan ko siya kasi, may mga tanong ako na nasasagot nung mga practices na yon. Medyo mabilis akong nagbago ng mga levels kasi nga mahilig ako magbasa, tapos grabe ako mag-practice. Ako pagka nag-decide ako na mag-practice, ano ko, puwede nga akong maging obsessed sa sa practice.
So
So,
yun ang gusto kong
yung
tanungin, Gina.
magpo-polarize ka ng tubig, yung
Mhm.
ipo-polarize mo yung water bago mo inumin, yun yung isa sa mga paborito kong mga ritual. Bago ko kumain, ipo-polarize ko yung tubig.
So i-explika mo sa amin 'yan, Ginang, dahil karamihan ng ating mga manonood ay walang pagkakaalam sa iyang mga term na ginamit niyo na popularize.
Basta, di ko ma-explain basta yung kumbaga inaapektuhan mo yung mga molecules nung tubig na yon, para yung tubig ay parang maging blessed. Kumbaga parang kino-consecrate mo rin siya, eh. Pero ang tawag nila polarizing the water. Tapos meron ding mga pore breathing exercises. Nung unang-una kong breathing exercise, ang tawag nila ay pore breathing kasi ang humihinga ka hindi sa ilong at saka sa bibig. Humihinga ka, ang practice mo sa mga pores ng skin mo. So, nung una kong experience, feeling ko lumulutang ako. Umano nga ako, binuksan ko yung mata ko kasi natakot ako kasi feeling ko talaga lumulutang na ako. Yun ang isa sa mga favorite ko din na mga ritual. Tapos meron akong isang nakakatakot na ritual. Sa akin nakakatakot kasi hindi ko siya naintindihan. Hindi ko i-describe yung specific na ritual, pero kasama doon ay yung 5 anghel. Kasama na, alam mo yung 5 archangels.
Mhm.
Tapos, ta-try kong wag sabihin yung pinaka-detail. Pero in the end, meron kang mga visualization na gagamitin mo kasi tinatawag mo sila. Ngayon, yung sumunod nung ritual na yun, syempre para sa akin kasi nga sanay ako mag-meditate at mag-visualize. So para sa akin na kumbaga na mabilis para sa akin yung kumbaga i-set up yung sarili ko sa meditation. Abay nung nagbasa ako nung sunod na page nung manuscript na sinusunod ko, narinig ko actually sa tenga ko yung sunod na paragraph. Tas para siyang parang kang nasa MRT na may nag-a-announce kung anong sunod na stasyon.
Mhm.
Gano'n yung tono ng boses. Tapos parang naka-mic na nasa tenga ko, lalaki yung boses. Tapos pagbasa ko, yung eksaktong statement na hindi ko pa nababasa, narinig ko na. So medyo natakot ako nun. Yun yung time na nagtanong-tanong ako na kung dapat bang ituloy ko 'to, ano ba 'to, sa liwanag ba 'to o sa dilim? Kasi wala akong alam mo 'pag may experience ka kasi tapos yung mismong mga guru mo walang sagot, ang
Mhm.
hirap nun, eh. Talagang magke-question ka kung nasa tama ka ba, kasi parang thin line, eh, minsan.
Oo, oo, dahil parang ang gipit nila sa liwanag at sa dilim, eh, kasing, nipis lang ng papel na bigas.
Tama,
Parang gano'n, parang gano'n.
o
So, itatanong ko 'yan sa iyo, Ginang Arlene. nung ikaw ay lumalaki, meron kang desire sa pagkalooban mo na palakasin ang iyong mga abilidad. So ikwento mo sa amin kung kailan iyon nagsimula at anong mga technique ang iyong ginamit para iyon lumakas ang iyong spiritual power o kaya yung chakra mo. So,
So, nung bandang mga kolehiyo ko na yun, kasi 'pag kolehiyo ka na medyo puwede ka na mag-explore ng konti ano, active ako sa simbahan nun. Actually, youth leader ako sa isa sa mga religious organization sa ano, sa Batangas. So, talagang connected ako sa church, tapos na-train din ako ng Opus Dei nun sa Laguna. Meron silang ano dun, sa may Calamba, meron silang seminaryo dun. Minsan bumibisita ako dun sa mga lessons nila. Pero anyway, yung hindi Katoliko, yung nga, yung secret society na yun, na involved din ako sa Tai Chi. So dun ako nagsimula sa Tai Chi. So parte nung mga practices yung Tai Chi kasi yung breathing exercises, yung mga movement exercises. Tapos meron siyang kaunting ngayon, meron ako ngayong pina-practice na iba, parang external medical qigong siya. Pero kaya ako nagpa-practice nito ngayon kasi naaalala ko yung mga panahon nung nandun ako sa UPLB. Yun din yung mga practice ko. So, Tai Chi yun, tapos yun, dun ko na-hone yung energy. Nagkaroon ako ng sakit nun na, ano, na dahil dito, actually, gumaling ako ng walang gamot, walang kahit ano.
ito ba yung
So,
practice sa Tai Chi na tatanong ko lang sa inyo, Ginang, dahil ilalagay ko to sa ating kabanata, yung pinapalaki mo yung bola?
oo, oo.
I
Tai
see.
Chi o Qigong. So,
Mhm.
tapos meron niyang mga movement, igagalaw mo siya. Pero yung bola na yun kasi, yun yung chi, right? Ano, meron kang energy ball na fino-form. Tapos, minumove mo siya kasi, pinapractice mong manipulahin yung energy na yon. Na kapag na-manipula mo siya, pwede mo na siyang gamitin sa ibang klaseng mga bagay. Kunwari, sa healing, o kaya wellness, ganyan. Usually health and wellness siya. Pero actually pwede mo nga siyang i-weaponize kung gusto mo eh. Hindi ko lang sasabihin kung paano. Pero
Na,
meron
oh,
kang mga ways na yung actually yung chi na yun, pwede mong gawin kung gusto mong gawin sa masama, pwede. Kasi iaapektuhan mo yung katawan ng tao eh.
mm,
Oo.
yeah, yung sa actually hindi naman ito tied sa in check, but it really is may commonality sa iba't ibang lahi sa buong mundo. Sa mga Hawaiano, iyon ang isa sa mga technique na ginagamit ng mga black magician nila nasa kampo sa dilim. Nagpapadala sila nun na parang
Oo.
firebolt sa mga kalaban. Parang ang equivalent siguro sa atin na tinatawag natin sa Pilipinas, San Telmo. Para
Oo.
nagpapadala ka ng San Telmo, like a Saint Elmo's fire, and then that is what's gonna kill your opponent because you could kill someone at a distance, right?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So,
Mm-mm.
alam ko na yung sinasabi mo. Ano?
Ngayon sa martial arts
Ah,
naman,
mm.
sa martial arts, kaya ito gusto ko kasama ka kasi masarap kang kausap eh. Sa martial arts naman, pwede mong magamit yung kaalaman mo sa Tai Chi sa paggawa ng psychic, um, ano to, parang like a shield around yourself,
Mhm.
right? So, actually madali lang kung paano. Madali lang lahat kung paano. Ang kailangan lang talaga yung practice. Dapat talaga gawin mo parate para 'pag ginawa mo siya effective at saka madali mong gawin. Kasi siyempre 'pag bago ka pa iniisip mo pa yung sunod-sunod tapos tina-try mo pa talagang ano,
So,
mag-go through dun sa
i-rewind ko
process.
lang para maintindihan ng ating mga na manonood sa ating episode sa Ondas. Pwede mong gawin itong enerhiya na ito nung bola. Pwede mong gawing kalasag. You can
Oo,
make it into a shield
puwede.
para protektahan ka.
Puwede. Pero
Okay.
may deadline 'yun, hindi puwedeng gawin mo lang one time tapos forever 'yun. May oras 'yun. Ikaw ang magsasabi. Kunwari, gagawin ko 'tong shield na 'to ng 3 araw. Kailangan ko siya ng 3 araw, 'di gawin mo siya.
Ba?
Meron akong ginawa, nagsarili ako. Medyo nag-work naman siya, kaya lang ano, medyo mahirap tanggalin. So, kinailangan ko ng tulong nun para tanggalin. Meron akong ginawa sa heart ko para i-protect siya, pero nasobrahan yung nasobrahan yung shield na ginawa ko. Kahit ako nahirapan akong tanggalin siya. So, nakahanap naman ako ng tamang guro para at least matulungan ako na mag-release.
So itatanong ko yung kinausap mo, yung sinabi mo, kinuwento mo kanina tungkol dun sa practice ng yoga, na yung meditation na ginagamit. Ito ba ay parang katulad ng tinatawag na practice sa yoga na nidra? Yung isipin mo na pakikilusin mo na pay attention sa daliri mo, and then sa pointing finger, sa kamao, sa bisig, sa elbow, taas buong
Mm.
armas, tas pakikilos mo yun sa buong katawan mo hanggang maramdaman mo yung buong katawan mo, yun ba?
Ginawa ko rin 'yan. Hindi, iba rin yung sinasabi ko pero 'yan magandang practice 'yun,
Yung
yung
nidra,
'pag
yeah.
iniisa-isa mo. O kaya
Mhm.
ngayon yung kung narinig mo na yung kay Jose Silva na Ultramind, actually magandang exercise din 'yun, yung centering exercise nila. Puwede mo ring gawin 'yun in conjunction dun sa pag-develop nung chi. Kasi maganda rin yung drills nila.
Hindi
Tas
ko
ngayon
hindi
meron ngayong ibang mga breathing exercises ngayon na hina-hyperventilate mo yung sarili mo, tapos hindi ka hihinga. Tapos ang gagawin mo kailangan i-train mo yung sarili mo na, paano mo mame-maintain yung oxygen na yon.
yung Wim Hof, alam ko yan.
Parang Wim Hof, pero alam mo yung Wim Hof kinuha niya rin yun sa
Oo,
isang
ninakaw
bundok,
niya
eh.
yun.
Oo. Pero yung exercise na yon, exercise din yun dun sa secret society na nakilala ko.
Sa
Ganun din,
ito
oo.
yun sa Pilipinas pa itong secret society na ito.
Oo, pero actually ang origin niya foreign. Pero sabi nila baka daw si Jose Rizal, parang ewan ko, hindi mahirap kasing magsalita kasi hindi mo alam kung ano, eh. Pero may mga lineage sila na sinasabi. So, may nagsasabi na baka si Jose Rizal may practice na gano'n din.
Mm. So saan ka sa Batangas?
Sa may ano, sa Lipa.
Oh, hindi ka kalayuan kayo na ano.
Oo. Oo.
Masarap ang inyong ano, yung lomi.
Oo, oo nga, tama yan.
May
Oo.
meron dito dati
Tsaka
pag
lang.
oo, lang. Meron dito dati talagang yun ang specialized sila na restaurant but they closed. Hindi
Okey.
kalayuan sa akin, 2 miles away lang.
Oo, dun kahit saan.
Taga-Lipa and but unfortunately nagsarado na.
Oo.
So, ikuwento mo yun, kung yung bang would you say na yung environment mo, it kinda nurtured and fostered your not only your belief system but this practice also dahil pareho musikero magulang mo, eh. So, would you say na yung tao na malapit sa musika ay mas madaling develop ang ganiyang kakayahan?
Alam mo yung nanay ko kasi may alam din, eh. Hindi niya lang
Hmm,
sinasabi sa'kin pero alam ko ang nanay ko may ano rin siya.
paano mo siya nabunyaga na
Meron din
paano?
siyang gift. Ang nanay ko pagka meron siyang gift of knowing. Ang nanay ko alam na niya, hindi mo sasabihin may alam siya. Tapos ano, ang magaling magdasal nanay ko, magpadasal ka sa nanay ko mangyayari yun. Magaling siya magdasal tapos ano, malakas ang kutob niya. Tapos ang nanay ko, ang alam ko meron siyang experience sa exorcism. Pero hindi ko lang siya tinatanong kasi nga hindi ko tipo yung gano'ng gawain. Kasi
No,
takot.
no, yeah, I understand. Ayaw mo
Oo,
nun,
pero yung nanay ko may ginagawa niya yun sa excuse me, ginagawa niya yun sa ano, sa community namin.
So nandito na ba pareho magulang mo? Nasa
Oo,
US?
nanay ko, oo.
That's cool. So, tatanong ko, nung pumunta ka dito sa Amerika and then tuklasan mo, meron ka ng practice sa Pilipinas dun sa UPLB, tas nag-continue ka dito, ano yung mga ritual na that you continued and then what are the things that you picked up na paano palakasin yung abilidad na yan, paano palakasin yung chakra, yung movement ng chakra sa katawan, yung qigong. So, i-explain mo ng detalye.
So, nung pumunta ako dito, lahat ng natatandaan ko, lahat ng pina-practice ko, dala-dala ko dito. Ang hindi ko na lang ginawa ay yung sa Secret Society, hindi na ako kumukuha ng mga manuscript para mag-advance ng level. Kasi nga natakot ako nun. Pero ang ano ko, tsaka religious pa rin naman ako noon, active pa ako sa church. So, ang ginagawa ko, yung regular lang, magdasal, kumanta. Ang pinakamaganda yung kumakanta ka ng mga, ano, mga Christian songs, ganyan. Pero yung pinaka ginagawa ko, yung Tai Chi, tsaka mag-meditate. Tapos minsan, ang meditation ko umaabot ng 4 na oras. Pero may breaks yon. Pero sa sobrang gusto ko yung ginagawa ko, kahit 4 na oras, wala akong problema. So, may mga yung pour breathing, ginagawa ko pa din. Basta hindi ako nagbabago kung ano yun lang yung ginagawa ko, yun lang, wala akong ibang expectation. Tapos pero nung tumagal ako dito sa States, napansin ko na nawala siya isa-isa. Tapos nag-cause yun sa akin na parang parang feeling ko ma-disconnect ako. Tapos may nangyari sa buhay ko, siguro yun yung darkest moment ko. Siguro yun yung trial time. Kasi lahat ng ang pakakarinig ko, yung mga taong may mga gifts o kaya yung talagang, ang hirap sabihin na may mga gifts kasi lahat tayo actually meron eh. Pero yung mga tao na aware, meron silang kailangang paghihirap na
Danasan.
i-overcome. Kasama yun dun sa sa development mo. So dito ako nakaranas nung pinaka-darkest moment ko bilang tao, obviously. Tapos dun nagsimula yung disconnection. Tapos ngayon nagsisimula na naman ulit ako na mag-rebuild. So yung mga dati kong practices, medyo nadagdagan na ngayon. Yung mga breathing, meditation, nandyan pa din. Pero ngayon, mas aware na ako dun sa function ng mga chakra at paano mo siya gagamitin exactly sa meditation. Hindi na siya yung parang visualization. Ngayon, kailangan mo talagang paandarin yun. Kunwari, pag nagme-meditate ka, lahat tayo nagfo-focus sa third eye. Mali pala yun. Yun ang pakakaalam ko ha, baka iba yung mga experience ng ibang tao. I'm not saying na mali sila. Sinishare ko lang na natutunan ko, mali pala na masyado kang magfo-focus sa third eye lang. Kasi higher order na yon, higher level chakra na yon. Dapat bigyan mo ring pansin yung mga ibang parts, ibang chakra mo. Yung lower level chakra ay kasing importante ng upper. Does that make sense? So kung ako noon, syempre, lagi mo nang isip, buksan ng third eye. Masyadong nang bukas yung third eye mo, pero wala kang ibang tools. Katulad ng basic chakra mo. Importante din yun. Kaya pala, nung nagme-meditate ako noon, parang high ka, di ba? Parang spiritually high ka. Pero parang wala kang matapos or parang hindi ka grounded o lagi kang lang high pero nasa iba kang mundo. So ngayon natuto na ako na paano ako mag-i-exist sa mundo pero develop yung higher chakra ko. Paano yun? So ngayon, hindi na ako katulad nun na parang I don't belong. Nung bata pa ako, syempre teenager ka din, pinagdadaanan mo rin yun. Lalo na kung nagme-meditate ka, di para kang yung parang, syempre meron ka ring yumabang ka, di ba? Kasi nga meron kang special na skill. So sinampal ako sa mukha nung mga guide ko na mali yun. Ito, matututo ka ngayon. Bigyan ka namin ng test para matikman mo ano ba talaga.
So ang ibig mo sabihin, dapat simulan yung sa base ng spine, tapos yung sa diaphragm, sa tiyan, sa puso, hindi palaging
Wow.
nakakonsentrate, dun sa crown.
Wag. At saka pag nagme-meditate ka, tapos na-feel mo na para kang nalulula o para kang parang hindi ka connected, wala ka pa sa katawan mo, mag-grounding exercise ka. So yung grounding exercise naman, ang pwede mong gawin doon, imaginein mo lang yung base chakra mo, right? Yung, kumbaga sa may puwet mo, kung pag-uusapan natin talaga yung parties, sa pinakailalim yung butas. Meron kang pwedeng line, pwedeng red, kung gusto mong may kulay. Meron kang thread, lalabas siya sa paa mo, i-connect mo siya sa ground, hanggang sa, i-feel mo ngayon yung ground. So ako pag feel ko yung ground, na-feel ko yung mat, pati yung tiles, tapos bababa ako sa grass, sa lupa, minsan makikita ko po yung mga langgam. Tapos bababa, minsan may bato, 'di ba? Tapos minsan may mga area na may tubig sa ilalim, hanggang sa may mga mainit kasi syempre nasa ilalim ka na. Hanggang ma-reach mo yung crystalline core ng earth, tapos magko-connect ka doon. Pag nag-connect ka naman, ang natutunan ko naman doon sa isa kong naging teacher dito sa States, magpapaalam ka. Hindi ka pwede yung basta ka lang kukuha ng energy. Dapat marunong kang magpaalam na pwede po ba na makikonnect. at humingi ng tulong or ano. Tapos pag nagsabi silang oo, usually naman oo. Pag nagsabi silang oo, yun, i-connect mo na ngayon, pataas na ngayon. So,
Na,
ganun ka
na,
mag-ground.
nadinig ko yan. Napaka tumataba ang aking puso dahil may validation.
Oh.
Akala ko mga ilang a few tao lang ang gumagawa. Ayos pala. That's good. That's good.
Alam mo, nakakatawa pati. Naisip ko lang pero baka mali ako pero naisip ko lang. Kasi, nagko-connect ka sa source, right?
Oo.
Yung una mong gagawin, kunwari, okay, magko-connect ako sa source, babalik siya sa akin dito, di ba? Mula sa crown mo, bababa, tapos yung iba yung puting ilaw, di ba?
Oo,
Tapos
oo.
spread siya sa katawan mo, lalabas sa kamay mo, right? Kung mag-heal ka kasi lalabas siya dito sa
Oo,
sa
oo.
chakra mo sa kamay. Bababa siya hanggang sa paa mo, ganyan, di ba? Pero once na nag-connect ako sa source at nag-ground ako sa earth, ang nafe-feel ko ay ginagamit ako as medium para ang Mother Earth at saka ang Source, nag-uusap sila, nag-exchange din sila.
Para mag-asawa.
Oo. So
Para sa
parang ako
mag-asawa.
yung medium para nag-exchange, inaalaw ko na yung energy na yun ay mag-circulate. Hindi lang sa akin. It's beyond me. Kaya minsan pag masyado kang selfish, pag masyadong, yung energy ko, gusto kong lumakas yung power ko, minsan hindi malayong mararating mo. Siguro for a little bit. Pero pagka matagal ka nang nagme-meditate, makikita mo na, pag lumalaki ka na kasi spiritually parang, hindi pala to about me. Hindi to about me. It's about everything else. Lahat ng mga nilalang kasama dun sa ginagawa mo, connected. Tapos naman, pag ibang tao naman yung ginaground, ito yung gusto kong matutunan ngayon, yung pag iba ang hindi grounded at hindi nila kayang mag-ground, ano yung pwede kong gawin? So, meron ding ritual yon na kaya kong i-ground ikaw at i-connect ka sa earth kung hindi mo kaya. So, meron akong alam na technique na itatali kita sa ground, parang ganun. Tapos minsan, pagka ginawa ko siya sa ilan kong mga kaibigan, ang feeling nila para silang nakastrap sa floor. Yun ang feeling nila. Yun, ibig sabihin nun, okay, nagawa ko yung dapat kong gawin.
Hindi naman sa nagiging malaswa ang aking explanation. Pero parang nga ngayon, parang ikaw ang komunidad, parang naghahalikan ang source sa taas at saka Mother Earth, and you are the lips.
Yeah.
Parang yun sila eh,
Gusto ko yan. Oo, hindi
Oo,
talaga.
hindi sa pagmamalaswa. Yun ang aking metaphor na ginagamit.
Gets ko yan. At saka napakaganda namang sabihin na gano'n.
Oo.
Kasi, malalim pero kaya nating abutin, kumbaga, at the
Oo.
same time.
Oo.
Napakagandang experience. At ang pinaka gusto kong experience yung ngayon na meron akong capability na makatulong sa iba. Unti-unti, medyo estudyante pa naman ako, nagpa-practice pa lang ako. Meron pa akong marami pa akong dapat matutunan, pero maswerte ako kasi meron akong nakilalang pwede kong maging mga mentors. Tsaka tumutulong din sila kung ako kailangan ko ng healing. So nafe-feel ko rin yung benefits. So alam ko
Masasa
rin yung pwede kong gawin.
Masasabi mo ba, Gining, ikwento mo sa akin kasi ako naniniwala din sa konsepto na nahati ang meron tayong fate at destiny, pero we can also influence it. So half and half na meron kang inaklat sa libro ng Diyos, so tadhana, that pwede mo ring may parte na pwede mo mabaguhin, right? Para tayong yung feather na nililipad ng hangin, pero may pagkabigat din yung feather, hindi naman, it's not weightless, like, you know what I mean? Um sa concept ng mga yung mahal at mga kaibigan, would you say na naramdaman mo yon through this practice? Ba, nung namit mo yung asawa mo, o yung parang ikwento mo yung kung merong kayong may interface yan, at yung pagka-occultismo at saka yung pagka-divine, hindi lang kababalaghan. So, would you
Ah,
care to share?
mga na-experience sa mga kaibigan ko or sa asawa ko.
Mhm.
Actually, nung yung asawa ko, alam ko na siya yung mapapangasawa ko. Sa simula pa lang hindi naman sa simula lang sa simula, pero mula nung nagkakilala kami, na-feel ko na, meron akong senyas na nakuha na ito yun. Ito yung mangyayari. Meron pa rin ako mga hindi alam. Hindi ko naman alam lahat. Meaning, pag gumigising ako sa umaga, meron pa rin mga nakapasurpresa sa akin ng mga pangyayari. Pero ginamit ko talaga yung kaalaman ko sa sarili kong relationship. Hindi niya lang alam.
Meron kang
Pero
tinatagong baraha.
kasi hindi madaling i-explain lahat eh. Alam mo 'yon. Kahit gusto mong i-share, hindi mo ma-share kasi hindi maiintindihan ng ibang tao 'yon. So meron ako mga ginagawa kunwari yung mga healing, gawin ko na lang mag-isa tapos iwi-wish ko na lang sila ng well. So kung may sakit yung nanay ko kunwari, edi gagawin ko yung mga techniques para bumuti yung pakiramdam niya. Tapos i-check ko na lang siya. Nurse din naman ako, so nakakatulong din yon. Pero minsan alam mo, pagka masyado ka nagpa-practice, yung kahit na presensya mo lang, mafe-feel na ng mga tao na, nandiyan ka para sa kanila. Minsan sapat na rin yon.
Tama, tama.
Pero yung sinasabi mong tadhana, karma, ang paniniwala ko kasi karma eh. Na kumbaga, meron tayong ginagawa at ang karma hindi naman yung bad luck. Ang karma ang ibig sabihin ito yung meron kang mga kailangan matutunan dito sa mundo, dito sa timeline na ito. So, lahat tayong may ganong assignment. So, ngayon, ang kailangan kong intindihin, ano yung kailangan kong matutunan? Mula sa kung kunwari yung sa kabila kong buhay or kung ano yung dapat kong matutunan ngayon? Kasi may dahilan kung bakit yung asawa ko naging asawa ko, yung nanay yung naging nanay ko. May dahilan kung bakit ito yung mga nararamdaman ko, kung bakit lagi akong binubuli nung high school, ganyan. May rason yun. So once nung medyo na-unlock ko na yung, ito kasi yung ginagawa ko, ito yung dapat kong matutunan, medyo bumuti yung buhay ko.
Life's full of crossroads and dreams and discovery. Your detours are everywhere and you're lost. The battles inside you begin and you ask yourself, what purpose you have besides carrying a cross. Call on God and receive His grace. Stay with Him in His big embrace. Choose the road that will lead you in the avenue of angels. Be inspired and be free in all the streets that lie before you. A way to be seen. But what you gotta do when you get so blue? Have faith and be true. 'Cause in the avenue of angels, there is light, there is love, there is truth.
Yeah, yun nga, yun nga. Okay, so Doy, ito ay parang ano natin, ginawa namin in honor of yung MGB, Magandang Gabi Bayan Halloween, yung Undas episode. So mga istorya na gusto naming i-share mo, istorya ng kababalaghan, istorya ng mga may kumahimala or katakutan or even just it doesn't have to be yung scary. Pwede lang even if paranormal or anything like that o mga hiwaga, right? So I just wanted to, kasi may interface ka kasi, ang problema, stereotype, ang iniisip ng mga tao pag na pangkista, goth rock o kaya new wave, may pagka-occult, esoteric. Lagi iniisip nila yung Henry Cornelius Agrippa, yung si Crowley, di ba? Yeah, so, talk about maybe let's go in chronological order from the time that you were a kid up to the time na ngayon ka na. So.
Sure. Anyways, thanks for having me, Julie. It's an honor to be here. And Yeah, so medyo napahilig tayo. Would you like me to speak in English or yourself?
Tagalog, kasi ang pinupuntahan natin mga Generation 0.5, tao sa Pilipinas at tao dito. So pwedeng Taglish.
Oh, Taglish. Okay,
Pwedeng
no
Taglish
problem.
siya. But ang gusto namin predominantly Tagalog. Pero kung meron kang segment na gusto mong gawing Taglish kasi nahihirapan, go ahead. No worries.
Sige, mabuti. Kasi para ma-share natin sa ibang mga kaibigan natin.
Exactly.
Visa natin, diba? So, i-Taglish ko na lang, ha?
Mhm.
So, that way everybody could, we could share. So, yeah, but going back to the question, I think childhood ko siguro did experiences, no? Did play a part in kung bakit ganitong classic style ng music yung tugtog namin, or how come, medyo we lean towards, how would you say, a bit more darker style of rock, or music. Kasi parang nahirapan ako pag masayahin tugtog. Hindi naman sa ganun, pero parang, I don't know why, parang more, I can relate a bit more. And I think, minsan na-analyze ko rin, sabi ko, bakit ganun? And I think a lot of it really had to play with my childhood din. Kasi originally, yung family ko, we're from Bacolod, no? Iloilo. So, mga Ilonggo kami talaga. So, I grew up sa Bacolod, per se, Bacolod City. So, I went to a couple of schools nung bata ako din. Na when I was kinder, actually, one thing na ano ko na ako din, I was a kid dun sa Bacolod is I went to a school called St. Scholastica, no? Nung kinder ako. So, and to go to St. Scholastica is mostly a girls' school na medyo Catholic school sa atin. So, mga kapatid ko, doon sila lahat nag-aaral. No? So, ako, nung kinder, may boys sila. Pero after kinder, nung time na yan, hindi ko alam sa ngayon panahon na ito kung nagtatanggap pa sila ng mga lalaki sa school. Kasi alam ko parang all-girls school siya nung panahon na yun. So, nung time na yan, all-girls school siya na may kinder, may lalaki sila. Ganun. Kinder, yeah. So, nag-aral ako doon. So, for some strange reason, nung bata ako, to get in sa kinder section ng school, medyo sa looban siya eh. Papasok ka sa loob. So, pagpasok mo sa school, papasok ko din sa loob. So, pinakaloob, parang nasa likod-likod siya. Meron siyang maliit na library na parang siyang may mga iskinita doon nung papasok ka doon sa mga narrow siya. Then, papasok, hindi ko makalimutan kasi yan. Kasi parang may atmosphere yung lugar. Yung lugar na yan talagang ramdam ko talaga ng bata ako na parang, how do I explain? Hindi ko ma-explain because I was really, I was kinder. Pero maramdaman mo.
Masasabi mo in English terms parang how you describe it, parang may static yung hangin? Like the environment had like static, you could feel it.
Yeah, you can really feel. I wouldn't say static because I didn't really know what static was at that time. But what I could say probably is parang madilim siya eh. Parang siyang, even if you're going to school yourself, and we're talking about like 7 a.m., like, I mean, really earlier than that, actually. Diba? In schools sa Philippines, right? You have to wake up early, right? So,
yeah.
Even on a bright day, usually, if it's tropical lang naman, so, bright day with the sun out, yung area ng section na yun, napansin ko lang na parang hindi siya tinatamaan ng araw. It's like the sun doesn't hit that place for some weird reason. And, not really weird reason, but it's just that not only that, it feels that enchanted. I think the word would be parang ganun. Parang siyang enchanted na feeling para sa akin. A lot of the kids didn't really, siguro they didn't really feel that. But for myself, I really won't forget it because parang each day, every morning I go there, you can really feel something. Parang weird eh. Parang siyang enchanted would be the word probably. Parang ganun. Na may, hindi naman siya heavy na evil feeling. Pero parang siyang, parang something happened there. Something like that. Like that kind of energy. Right. So anyways, so walking in there and then, I had to turn right to be in the hallway. And you would see it's like a hallway that leads to a garden at the back. No? So, pagpasok mo sa pinto, yung classroom sa kanan kaliwa. May pasok sa yung mga classroom na sa kaliwa at sa kanan. Tapos, you can see on the hallway straight. Classrooms here, straight up, bukas yung pinto dun sa dulo na parang nag-open siya into a garden, a wide garden with trees, lined up with trees sa dulo. So grass, lined up with trees, garden, right? And it always had a very weird, I wouldn't really want to say eerie, kasi parang hindi naman siya evil, pero parang it's a dark, shadowy, gloomy, although may araw, gloomy place na it feels a bit enchanted, a bit, yeah, I think that would be the word. Not sinister, hindi naman evil. or anything.
Mahiwaga, like that.
Parang mahiwaga siya, ganun. Yeah, tama. Tapos, sabi ko, as a kid, yun yung naramdaman ko talaga. So every time papasok ako doon, pansin ko lang na parang kulimlim, no? May mga areas sa Ilonggo, meron kaming word na parang tawag namin doon. I don't know if people understand, but we have a word na parang tawag namin doon, mariit. I don't know if you've come across that. What that means sa Ilonggo, Hiligay nun, is yung mariit is something like, para siyang area na yan, magtabi-tabi po ka. Alam mo yun, kasi yung area niya parang, that's a place of, yung mga...
Yung clan namin nakapangasawa doon taga sa inyo eh. So,
Oh.
I understand ng kaunti what you mean. Kasi may pamilya sila sa Aklan.
Oh, yeah. Same, Panay,
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So, totally. They would totally, So, syempre, understandable, of course, pag nasa Manila tayo, life is too fast and meron din yun. Marami din doon. Pero, kasi big city, it's like, New York and, like, compared to New York and probably like something like Virginia Beach or something like that. Or, Bacolod would be probably something parang Virginia Beach, or Iowa or something. Not like, syempre Manila, that's really big and fast. Although, there's a lot of weird stuff din doon na nangyari din doon. But, speaking for Bacolod itself, it's a smaller, very small, compact place. And maraming parang dead silent spot. Atmospheric siya, atmospheric. So anyway, the term they were saying is mariit dyan sa area na yun. So they used to tabi-tabi po and, sounds funny to us here in the West, but it's very taken really seriously back there. So a lot of spots na hindi siya tinatamaan ng araw. So kahit maaraw na ano siya sa shadows na, how do we say?
Nakulob.
Yeah, exactly. Oo. Hindi siya nape-penetrate talaga ng araw, no? So as kid, napansin ko yun. Parang, ano? Talagang hindi siya tama ng araw to, especially sa likod, napansin ko. So sa likod, doon nila kami pinapalaro ng yung TV namin, ganun. Doon kami, yun yung playground ng mga bata. So during PE, they let us just run around and play there sa likod. Sa field, it's a big field, not really that big, pero it's big enough. Tapos it's lined with trees. Sa likod nun, may lake doon. So parang hindi kami pwede pumasok doon sa mga ilalim ng puno talaga. So as I was playing, napansin ko lang yung part na yan, yung medyo shadowy, no, yung area na yun. And wow, yeah, I wouldn't even forget it kasi very enchanted siya. And on top of which, katabi ng mga classroom is a library, a very tiny library na yung mga bata kasi, syempre, they want to play, but during that time, yung mother ko, she's really a voracious reader. Nahilig siya talaga sa mga reading and books, and she took me every day dun sa library. So me and my mother, we would spend after school in the library, just beside the next room, just beside the same area. Madilim din doon, pare. Oo, madilim din. Maliit lang siya na library, pero amoy libro talaga, alam mo yun. Tapos marami sila mga libro doon na mga tungkol sa mga aswang, yung mga ganyan. Maganda yung library, pero walang masyadong pumapasok kasi, ayun, bata gusto.
May mga book about Maria Labo.
Mga pang ganon, yeah. Yung mga ganon. So, mga aswang, yung mga ganyan. So, but anyways, really, really interesting library. I spent a lot of time there, but it was very kind of like smoky, na madilim din yung library na yan. And then, one day I was just really curious, kasi masyadong mabigat yung feeling, yung place. Sabi ko, bakit ba't ganun yung parang sa likod yan? Turned out to be pala, pare, doon pala, it was a cemetery. Yeah. I think lalo na yung Japanese war, parang doon, maraming pinatay doon, tapos doon nilibing pala. Sa likod. Doon. Yeah. That's why they say maraming they've seen a lot of some people, they feel spirits in that area, you know, they feel that because it was run by nuns. They were a Catholic school, no? And a lot of the nuns, they kind of tell the children not to, how do you say, go to certain those mariit places, no? Yeah, kasi parang they believe in like possession and stuff like that. And actually, kasi that's the how do I say, that's the kindergarten section, right? So when you get out of the kindergarten section, yung area doon parang mga tawag dito. Parang I think grade school na ata, ganun. Parang I think grade school, no? Mga babae, grade 6 or something like that. Grade school, I think 1 to 6 or something. Sabi nila may nangyari doon, yung babae parang nahinimatay siya doon. Kasi daw, pagtalikod niya, may nakita siyang babae nakaitim daw, nakatayo daw doon sa likod ng classroom. Siya lang nakakita nun. Yung mga classmates niya hindi. So that's also one of those things that happened in that area. Parang ang dami talaga, mabigat yung area na yun, no? Nung time na yun. So, yeah, marami. Pare, ang dami dyan. Sa Bacolod, parang ang daming madilim. Kahit Iloilo din. Parang madilim din dun eh. Pero I spent a lot of time sa Bacolod. That was one of those things when I was a kid. Yeah. Araw, lumulubog. Medyo may atmosphere yung Bacolod in its own right now pag lumalabas na. Ngayon siguro hindi na kasi I haven't been back for really a long time. Pero I could see some pictures na parang andun na-preserve pa nila yung mga places na yun. So it's really nice. Hindi masyado gentrified. But one particular thing I'd like to share with you too is and just cut me off, Julius, if I'm going over. No, medyo mahaba yung story natin. But yeah, one of these things I also won't forget is when I was a kid, almost same age, you know, mga ganyan. After kinder na to, so grade school na, ganun. Na-hospitalize ako, no? Kami ng sister ko. So na-hospitalize kami. But we were in a hospital. So hindi ganyan, nung time na yun, hindi ganyan kadaming hospital sa Bacolod. So siguro mga 2-3 lang. So I think booked yung normal hospital kung saan yung usually yung mga tao, no, where they go. There's another hospital called I think it's called Lady of Mercy. So it's called Lady of Mercy, and there's another one called Doctor's Hospital. And then the other one I'm talking about is Riverside Hospital. So medyo yan yung medyo mainstream hospital usually. But Lady of Mercy is like the third one. The thing with Lady of Mercy, medyo nasa ano siya, tago, medyo nasa likod siya. Alam mo yung St. Scholastica is it's located in an area na parang talahiban na. No? Talahiban na siya, yung area na yan. So you have to drive a bit, and the more you go that way outside the school, talahiban na talaga yung area. Ano siya? It's a what do you call it? It's a subdivision called Reco. So nung time na yan, wala pa masyadong tao dyan. So talahiban pa talaga siya. And then nasa dulo. So anyway, Lady of Mercy is like this abandoned looking kind of hospital that's found dun sa parang hill. Para siyang nasa hill, nasa talahiban na talaga. Na tipong pare pag tumingin ka ganun, wala talagang bahay ganun na. Medyo talagang eerie talaga siya. I'll try to send you a picture next time if I could still find it, no, kung andyan pa siya. Nung time na yun,
So yung lugar na yun, when you were growing up, talagang masukal. It's like basically matalahib, a lot.
Oh, yeah.
In English terms, there's filled with overgrowth. You know.
Yeah,
Okay.
reed, you know, like reed, tapos yung
Why did it get dark?
computer that died. There you go.
Okay.
Gila, vampira no? So anyway, yeah, tama ka. Kasi hindi pa masyado gentrified nung time ng Bacolod. Although, you know, it's a mini city, parang siyang mini Cebu, parang gano'n. So, you know, but if you get out, pag lumabas-labas ka, yun, medyo talahiban na talaga. So, maraming yun, mga reeds, mga tubo, gano'n. So, yeah, nature. You could walk around. Maganda siya. May concrete roads and stuff. But itong Lady of Mercy na yung hospital, talagang nasa ano talaga siya. So parang tagong area talaga na talahiban. You need a car to get there. I don't think yung mga jeep umaabot doon. So kailangan mag-drive talaga doon ng taxi. Tapos, damn dude, yung talagang yung area na yan, pag pare wala talaga siyang tabi mga building talaga. Tipong, alam mo yung Alam mo ba yung yung movie na Edward Scissorhands, di ba?
Oo, naalala ko yung bahay niya, right?
Nalala mo ba ng tatay niya? Di ba yung parang mansion doon ng tatay
Yeah.
na parang parang ganun. So imagine mo, para siyang ganun na talagang yung mga, wala kang kapitbahay. Ganun. So para siyang ganun. Na parang
Parang Hill
lumang,
House, the famous horror
parang
story.
siyang, not really in a hill, pero it gives you that kind of feeling na parang wala talaga. Makikita mo, ma-overlook mo yung area, no? And yung building niya, para siyang, ano yung old na talaga, yung rundown building na parang ginawa nilang, parang they tried to make it look like a hospital. You know, of course, they try to repaint the place. Parang ni-refurbish nila yung building na talagang rundown siya na talagang basta creepy pare, basta malayo parang creepy na yung dating eh. Para siyang parang ay sa Baguio way na pang lateral, parang ganun. Para siyang
Lateral House sa Baguio.
parang it gives you that kind of vibe, bro. Alam mo yun? Parang, so imagine mo, hospital na parang ganun yung feel. Yun. So,
There's another house in Baguio, yung isa pa Tuanyo, which was a
okay.
classmate of my dad. It's very similar to Lateral House. It was a garrison during Japanese time. So I know
Oh, yeah.
exactly what you mean na yun lang yung bahay doon. Not quite a hill, makugon. There's a lot of kugon grass. And
Yeah,
then like it's haunted,
Oh, yeah.
you know, but continue. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. Yeah, you totally, you're probably on it. It's exactly what you feel. So, yeah, ganyan. So, yeah, damn, dude. So, pumunta ka rin, parang eerie na, bata ka. Ramdam ka na eh. Alam mo yun, parang, kahit, yan, umaga na yan, ha. So, magti-check in na, ganun. So, papasok na ganun, may mga nurse, na ganun. Ramdam ko talaga yung building, yung high ceiling na building na parang luma na tong building na to. Alam mo yung building na to na pininturahan lang nila. So, alam mo talagang parang ang tagal na, ang dami nangyari sa building na to. Parang ganon, yung feeling. As a kid, so, damn, I was feeling like, wow, quite eerie talaga yung building, eerie. And they said, may 13, I think, tama ba yung pagrinig ko? Hindi ko alam kung tama. Hindi siya ganyan kataas. I can be wrong, kasi medyo matagal na to, pero I think may 13th floor siya. Medyo siguro mali ako. I don't know kung 13 kasi parang hindi siya ganyan kataas eh. So, building siya, pero anyway, there's a floor na sinut down nila sa taas. Let's put it that way. May floor doon na sinut down nila that they don't want anybody to, they don't let anyone go up here. So, certain floor na yan. Even the elevator siya. Even the elevator, nila. Parang, control nila. Nobody could go up. So, anyhow, it's a really old type of hospital na maraming matandang tao rin. So, my sister got a room. Anyway, paggabi, ang cool, pero medyo cool siya. Paggabi, lalaki ng mga bintana eh. So, paggabi, talagang eerie yung place pare. So, at night, you can actually, it's big windows and the wind is coming in. Kasi walang talagang you could hear the wind coming, blowing in. So, parang gumaganyan talaga. Gumuguhit talaga yung hangin talaga. Saka, it's so quiet. Silent, dead silent siya talaga yung gabi. And walang ilaw. Pag tumingin ka sa labas ng bintana, halos moonlight lang makikita mo yung lupa.
So yung lugar na to na pupuntahan mo, halos walang light pollution.
Halos what? I'm sorry.
Walang light pollution.
Yeah, walang, yeah. So you could say that.
So makikita mo yung mga bituin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So halos yung sobrang dilim, yung ilaw ng buwan na lumulusot talaga na illuminate na yung area. No? So although of course yung building may kuryente, di ba? Syempre pero looking out, yun, madilim. Darkness in the sense na illuminated by the moon light. Doon. So it gives you really that extra atmosphere and eerie feeling. And on top of which, yung mga nandun na mga matatanda, no? The older folks who are also admitted in the hospital. Para siyang hospital na para siyang, alam mo yung, anong tawag pala doon yung mga tao mamamatay na? Yung there's another term for it, like
Hospice?
a hospital where,
Hospice?
like something like that. Yeah. So it's like a hospital / something hospice, I guess. So a lot of the old people, they're also there at night. They the hospital kind of had na parang may siyang may living room, parang may sala siya, ganun. Tapos may mga table, no? And then the older people can go out at night and they're playing like chess or mahjong or something, right there. So when you open your door and you go out, it's like a living room, parang ganun, tapos open, malaking mga bintana, you could hear the wind come in and all that. And then yung mga matatanda, they're playing like mahjong or they're playing cards or something. I remember chess because I played with a couple of the older people. I hanged out with them. I didn't know they were dying already, So, but they're really nice and so, let them come in and chess or mahjong and stuff. So, yeah, and that place is also very, very eerie, bro. And I would, by daytime, I would go out and explore the hospital. So may mga wing siya. There are other parts of the building na you can't actually go into. But I still went ahead as a kid. Pasok pa rin ako doon. Wow, it's really old. It's really, really eerie. And it turned out to be, I think it's also a dumping ground for the Japanese at that time. So a lot of people also, I mean, obviously, I think World War II or something like that, that place is also where a lot of people died. Also. And you can really, really feel it. Yan, talagang maramdaman mo talaga. Actually, one interesting story, but this is like fast forward na to, no? This is in Manila na. So I was already like, in the 20s, something like that. At least, yeah, I think early 20s now, something like that. No? So I was, at one point, I was working for a shipping company down in Intramuros, the walled city. So you've been there before, right?
Yeah, in fact, that's where I took the girl I was seeing at the time when I came home in 2018. Puti siya.
Oh,
Enjoy na
wow.
enjoy. Sandali lang kami dun. We were only there for like an hour or two. She liked it a lot.
That's cool. But you see, that place is very historical. You know this. I mean, I'm preaching for the far probably, but
Naglabanan din dun in World War II. They fought there too.
more than that.
Yeah, and then all the centuries that there's conflicts there.
Oh, yeah. Like even the time of Ra Sulaiman and those guys, that it was fought in those areas, especially that area. But anyways, I'm going way back. But so I actually went to school there in a school called for college Letran.
Oh,
So
pumunta. Letran ka.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, fancy.
No, I didn't get to graduate. I don't know. I just went there on the
Continue. Sorry na interrupt kita. Continue yung story mo.
Not at all. Yeah. No. I have a lot of friends there and really enjoyed. Yeah. Letranista ako in that sense. But yeah, so I went to school there, and that's a different story naman. Medyo ano din yung building na yan. Enchanted din yung Letran building. It's really old, centuries old, and it's it has its own share. Let's just say that. You know that in Intramuros, but anyways, let me get first back to when I was working for the shipping company, right? So I got out of college and all these things. So I was working for a shipping company that had this office inside Intramuros, the walled city. No? So it was cool and everything. It's a smaller building. So siguro mga, I think that was like 3 floors probably, something like that. 4 floors in building ng office namin. And after the office, I used to exercise. My gym. There was a gym upstairs. So I would pump iron after working. So that would be like, so you get out of school at like maybe 5:30 or something like that. And then between 6 to maybe 8 p.m. or within those times, I would go up to the gym. It's a smaller, compact gym. Small gym, nothing too big. And then I would do some light weights, some weights and stuff like that. I would exercise there. And one time I got in quite late, not like overtime ako. So I got out of the office a bit later. And the gym's open to like 12. So I can't remember. I think it was a bit late. So I still said, you know what, I'm gonna get some exercise anyway. So I'll just probably do some light weights go down in the gym. So I get up the gym upstairs. And everybody was gone now by this time. Everybody left. Tapos na, ayun na sila. So they all went home. So I just went to the gym anyway. So I think I was like 9 or something. And I was the only person in the gym, dude. Like, wow, okay. I went inside. I went ahead and started, doing weights. Everybody left, and the gym wasn't very well, well lit at that point. May ilaw din, pero hindi siya ganyan ka bright. So habang nag-gym, I'm doing my thing, dude. I swear to God, man. I mean, I really felt that place had people walking in and out there, dude. I'm not even playing. That was, I would probably say, the closest I've seen to really feeling, um, you know, other people in the room when there was nobody in there. And I tell you, I'm not even making this shit up. I mean, seriously, they were walking all around and moving, like watching you also. Nothing harmful, but just to say creepy. Yung building na kasi luma din. And yeah, I did my steps really quick. I was just so creeped out. I'm like, oh man, there's somebody in here. I was like looking back about, you're doing your way through all that. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta look. Yeah. So anyway, she just told me about like my Lolo Wancher, and how he lived at that time. So he was a bit strict, and they were like, usually like in these barangays, in Philippines, and obviously everywhere in the Philippines, like they're mostly, especially in our islands, this is like small, so it's mostly like your relatives from one area, and it's the same. I'm sure it's the same way in Luzon too, but I think more particularly in like smaller places like where we're from, like the barangays most of the times like your cousins, your relatives, and they're all like in one area. So anyway, so he likes to go fishing and probably go in Cuba and stuff, and like he has like his bolo sword, and he does eskrima too, by the way. So they're like eskrima guys. Like all my families that pretty much eskrima. A lot of them fought like Arnis guys. They did a lot of Filipino martial arts, and my dad is too, and they fought the war too, like the Japanese and all that.
So
Either,
if
I
they're
guess, the
Eskrima
Spanish.
guys, they know the Princess Brothers and GM Rene, those people. That was the generation after them.
I think that way before those guys. The Expresses, they're from Bacolod, Negros Island.
Right, right.
Yeah, Grandmaster Expresses, yeah.
And they're like a
They're
generation after. They're a generation after them.
yeah. So my grandparents way older than these guys. Like this is like a Spanish era, I think something like that. So they fought the Spaniards too. So when there was like a revolution. So this is like probably a long time ago, man. Probably like 100 years ago. Because my mom's like in her 80s. So we're talking about like a century and a half ago, probably. Yeah. So they did a lot of that too. So that's why he carries the ball all the time, and then he carries, I think he carries the bandit. I'm not so sure, but the way she told me, he likes to fish, and he comes home late. So let's say late in their area. When I actually took a look at the place, and I've been there before as a kid, I would go there to see my grandparents, my relatives too, but not all the time. But when currently lately, I've been looking at the place and all that. Wow, it's still like the same. So I was just imagining, like, wow, why was it like a century ago? Like, there's no electricity, and it's really dark, and it's really, and you can't blame the people, of course. They 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 would, of course, maybe it amplifies the, I wouldn't say myth or anything like that, but like it amplifies the belief, I guess, of aswang and all these things, tick and all that, aswang especially. So the aswang culture, I would say, is, or belief, is very popular for that kind of, for that island, and for the Ilonggo, even the Ilonggo, sure, why not? There's actually been good movies made of it. Actually, one of the good movies is done by a childhood friend, Lawrence Fajardo, who's the director in the Philippines. He's a really good director. I really like his stuff. I grew up with him. He did him and Eric Mati. So Eric Mati is like a legend director back home. He does like a long with your.
One of the best ones that he did recently was Buy Bust.
Yeah, Bye Bus. Yeah, correct. And a lot of longer people in that too. Like a lot of good actors from Bacolod also. Like a lot of, I grew up with a lot of them. So Eric Mati is actually a very good friend, classmate of my brother. They're good friends and stuff. He's way older than. But yeah, even John Arceo, these guys, I grew up with them. He's way older than me, so that's great actors. Yeah. Anyway, he also made an Aswang movie called Young Gao Brother. You might want to check that out. It's called, I believe, Young Gao. young guy. I'll try to look for the link for you. It's really good. It was really well made. I liked it a lot. But it depicts a lot of like the Ilonggo. I think it's like the tapestry of Ilonggo society when it comes to the Aswang, you know, how the culture and stuff like that. But anyway, going back to my grandfather, like, so it was said that he was an Aswang, how would I say, hunter or killer, I guess. Like many of them, like they were hunting down Aswang. According to my mother, maybe I don't know what that means, but fine. So yeah, he always had a bow. They did a lot of Filipino martial arts. They had anting, agima. They had amulets and stuff. They believed in that art, and they carried that along, you know, with them. And so one day, my grandfather, he came from fishing, and he came home really late, and he started walking back home. And there's no electricity at the time, and he could hear the tick tick, you know, like you know what a tick tick is, right? So well, a tick tick is like it's like a bird, I think, that gives a sound, you know. It's like a, how would you say? He's like probably like your alarm clock for Aswang. So the tick tick is, it's believed that if an Aswang is closed, maybe I'm wrong when I'm saying this, but as far as I remember, if an Aswang is closed, the tick tick would make I think a loud sound, or is it a faint sound? It will sound like tick 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 tick. So you hear a lot of that back in the provinces, like this bird.
It sounds like almost like a woodpecker, but it's almost like
something like that. Yeah, like a crow, probably something. You know, I've never really seen it myself, but I think I've heard it a couple of times when I was a kid, you know, in Bacolod. But just for argument's sake, let's say some kind of crow that comes before the Aswang does. And so the tick tick would make that sound. If it's a loud tick tick, it means the Aswang is far. If it's soft tick tick, I think the Aswang is near. Or I got it wrong. I might maybe, but you get the point. You know what I'm saying. So maybe I don't know which one comes, which is correct. Either of the two, you know. Just to say, if there's a tick tick, there's an Aswang. Let's just say it like that. My grandfather hears the tick tick, so it's like, oh shit. And now people back home, like when there's tick tick, they know it's Aswang. You know, like it's like that's like our alarm clock for Aswang. So there was a tick tick, and he keeps walking, but he kind of knows that, oh shit, there's some kind of Aswang. So he has his fishing net. He's walking in a dirt road, and his only light is the moon. And then, according to my mother, his story, he gets hit. The road on the right is in I believe in Iloilo, the soil is, they also can grow sugar, but not like Bacolod, like Negros Island, you know. But I think they grow more like rice, I think, or something like that. You know, it's more fertile for that. So on the left is maybe a rice field on the right, and another rice field to the left. But when he was walking home, my mom said that according to him, a huge dog blocked his way with really red eyes, a really big dog. So, you know, again, I wasn't there. I don't know if it's true. These are stories like a century old. So, according to him, there was a huge rabid dog who blocked his way, who wanted to kind of like tear him apart. So in Philippines, we believe that, like in at least in our island, at least, we believe that, you know, the Aswang is also a shapeshifter. Okay, so there are different types of, again, I guess Aswangs, like there's a manananggal, you know, like where the lady, you know, a hot girl, you know, she's hot and whatever, but she separates from her body at a certain time, point in time at night. So she got backlinks and stuff, right? That's the manananggal, right? So the Aswang is a normal person, like, I don't know, maybe he has some kind of illness or something. Like he's like a wolf probably or something, and maybe they believe that, and they're like cannibals or something like that. I'm trying to find a Western explanation to it. But anyhow, they believe that the Aswangs can also shapeshift, and one of their favorite shapes would be a dog. They like to pretend to be a dog. So according to my grandfather, huge dog blocked his way, an Aswang. He believed it was an Aswang. that blocked its way and kind of like encircled him. And what happened was the dog attacked him, according to him. And so they had only the moonlight, but he had a bolo. So, he had to, obviously, he knows the 1 to 12, probably, him and the dog got at it. It was really powerful. The dog said the dog was somebody. He said he hit the dog many times, but the dog kept going, kept going. He said he hit the dog a lot of times. And till the dog backed out and ran. And when he tried to catch the dog, he wasn't able to do that. But he knew it was an Osprey that attacked him in his mind. And the next day in their neighborhood, my grandfather had a feeling that he kind of knew who the Osprey. There was like somebody who was suspected of being an Osprey in the area, but no proof. So I think, and this is kind of funny to mention. A lot of times they back home, I don't know, maybe in the other islands they do this, but if there's we do a different aswang or something, we burn rubber. Okay, so this is one of the strange things. So he burnt rubber after that commotion. He was able to make it home, right? So I think that's what my mom said. He burnt rubber in the smoke, right, to make it work for the aswang. The aswang doesn't like that smell, or like, I don't know why, rubber. Yeah. So he did that, and then the next day, when my grandfather woke up, now he wants to trace who the aswang was. Because it's such a small place, you'll kind of know, like, okay, it might have been like from another town or some other guy, trying to feed in that area. And he visited he likes to like trek, so he visited like one of the town neighborhood, and one of the guys who was suspected was actually kind of like a friend of his, like an acquaintance. Turned out to be the acquaintance was sick, very sick. So my grandfather's very like, red flag. So of course, he didn't want to be disrespectful or anything. He visited his friend, his acquaintance, and according to my mother, he came in with hunting and all that. But it's daytime now. It's daytime. Still, they have the bolos and stuff, like they carry the blades and stuff. They carry it normal. They still bring it with them, and he comes into the household, and obviously, formality. He gets in the nipa hut and he sits with his acquaintance and he talks to him and says, "What happened to you?" And so said, "Oh, I'm not feeling very well. Really rough night and all that." And I'm not sure if my mom said my grandfather kind of knew it was him because he had, some scar, from the battle the night before. My grandfather knew where he was kind of hidden, so he could see, like, and like he knew this guy was an aswang without even having to disrespect the guy because the guy was really dying. So he didn't like say, "You're an aswang, you're an asshole, you're attacking me last night." But none of that. Oh, okay. I hope you. I hope you recover and all that, and you're okay. And then my mom said when my grandfather left the nipa hut, the guy died. And that was like one of the aswang stories, and that's why it's also very, like, sometimes we have relatives in very remote places in Panay Island, so as kids we had to wear anting. We had to wear amulets when we're visiting, and we don't say like the sun is still up and stuff. Certain, like, sometimes, but that was like the common practice they had. So anting was really very important, critical when you're visiting like remote areas. Sorry about that.